return. And I will conquer.
Hello,
Hi,
I'm Tanya from WatchmenID. Very nice to meet you.
nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Been
see you.
and
Yeah, I remember
nice
you.
to see you. And first of all, congratulations for the film. Congratulations for joining the franchise. And watching the film was a very amazing experience for me, and I can't wait to see it in an even bigger screen.
Yeah.
So, first of all, could you please share your experience in working for a project with full motion capture technique like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
I think for us, I mean, we've talked about it a lot. I mean, it was a really freeing experience for us to be able to step out of ourselves and become these magnificent creatures. The motion capture basically provided us with a license to freedom because we didn't have to worry about our own human vanity, and we could just become these characters completely.
And live in the imagination work, because I feel like the sky really was the limit or is the limit with this technology and the performance capture. So everything that you are imagining and everything that you're feeling and thinking, it gets somehow in there, which makes for a more three-dimensional, presentation. And through that and through Ape Camp that we went through with Alain Gauthier, like we were able to, by the time we got to shooting, just forget that we were wearing all of this equipment and just talk and listen to each other as apes.
Forget that we were human.
Yeah.
I heard that Andy Serkis was involved in the film, helping
Yes.
the new actors in embodying the ape characters. So, can you tell us more about the process of you working in the movement with Wes Ball and Andy Serkis?
Well, Andy Serkis and Wes as well came in later in the process. It was really in the last couple of weeks that we started having Zoom sessions with Andy and having Wes present. And really what that did is my part obviously was to get these actors physically ready and physically prepared to be the apes and integrate the ape characters in their bodies. My job was really the body. And then, of course, I integrated the character and the facial expressions and everything. But the final touches, after I did all that work and improvisation and practicing scenes with the actors, was really to have Wes sit there and Andy Serkis, with the huge experience that he has and the mastery of it, was able to help fine tune what the actors had already started and help them go deeper in the history of their character. And with Wes present, they were able to talk about some of the scenes and share ideas on what was expected and where they could go with it. And so that's how the process really happened.
Owen, I love Noah so much, and I am beyond excited of the new era you brought for the franchise. So, how do you feel about playing Noah now that you are the lead character in the franchise?
I mean, it's a crazy honor to get to carry this, hopefully, forward. I also love Noah. Um, it's he's actually one of the first characters that I've played that I've spent as long as I did and didn't want to leave. I really, really struggled to kind of let him go at the end of it. And I remember coming back to the States after we wrapped in Australia and just being so like he would just come out, all the time. And I mean he kind of still does,
Oh,
but
yes, he does.
not to the same
Can't
degree.
escape him.
Um, but he's got so much hope, I think, especially, going through what he goes through in this movie and to still hold on to this kind of empathy and good that he's got within him. I'm excited to see where he goes, having learned what he's learned through this film and, see how he handles things.
So, where do you actually pull the inspirations in creating the moves? Because After all, this takes place 300 and 400 years after the trilogy.
Yes, the script is very clear that this clan of ape was not related to Caesar, and Caesar was a very evolved ape, also because he was raised by human beings and he was around human beings. Um, and we're starting with a clan of apes that were not exposed to human beings. They actually had names for them. They would call them echoes, but they never saw them. This is why they. And so I chose to study the apes, the true chimpanzees that they were, and start from an actual chimpanzee. I mean, Owen Teague did a lot of observation before even coming to ape school and doing the work with me. And we would go to the zoo and we would really do long, observations and hearing from the handlers of the zoo. We had special tours that we could really learn about these apes and the way they move and the way their behavior, their physical behavior is a language. This is the language of the chimpanzee. So I really chose to study the chimpanzees and the gorillas and the orangutans and look at their physiology and look at what they are. And I decided to take the actors on a journey to become that, to emulate that, I will say, because we have different body proportions, but there are ways physically to emulate someone. Like you could imitate anybody on the street by taking the form of, and this is what we do in ape school. And I took that route, and I think it was the right way to do it, because they really came after those 6 weeks of training and improvisation and preparation. They really had the right physical attributes of the chimpanzees or the gorilla or the orangutans. And
Okay.
and I think that was this was really a choice that I took, and I think the production was really happy with that. Yeah.
Freya, you are one of the few human in the film. So what was it like to be the human character in the middle of all the mocap actors? It must be crazy.
Yeah, no, it's interesting for sure. I just remember when I landed in Australia for my first day and I walked into this basement and there was just a bunch of humans, running around as chimpanzees. And I was like, well, here we go. And yeah, that was the next 6 months of my life. And even after, we met in New York. He started approaching me as Noah. It's never going to end.
She's so sick of it.
I live in the land of chimps now and gorillas, orangutan. You guys.
So what was the challenge in playing Nova and Noah?
Well, honestly, I would say one of the biggest challenges on a more practical kind of level was that I had to shoot the scenes with them and then without them, because they needed the back, to have a clear background and then they'd be inserted in. So a lot of this film, technically speaking, is actually me on my own, and then they've been put in. And so that was the most challenging thing you could and most terrifying thing you could imagine as an actor, I'd say, is knowing that you have to do a whole scene with no one in front of you. I could hear them because they go off camera and luckily read the lines at least. I mean, if I didn't have that, I'd have nothing.
Yeah, no.
But I had to remember all of my different eye lines. Sometimes I had to interact with them. For example, an ape pulls me along, and so I'd have to pretend to pull myself along, and weird things like that. So that was honestly the biggest challenge for me.
I actually can't tell which shots are clean plates and which aren't in the movie.
I only
don't
know with a couple of them
Well,
because I
'cause you
know
did it,
because I saw
but-
the shot, because I'd go up
Yeah.
to Wes and be like, "Can we just check?
Yeah,
Can I have a look?"
right.
So there's a couple where, and I'm very sure I want to ask him, but the one where lightning comes up to move the knife, I'm very sure that that's me on my own.
But in terms of me watching your performance, I can't you did it so seamlessly that I can't tell the difference.
Well, thanks.
It's very impressive.
Thanks.
A challenge for me, Noah goes through such a big journey in this film and learns so much and has his mind changed about so many things. Just making sure that I knew at every point of filming, because we were filming out of order, where Noah was sitting, in terms of his kind of feelings about the world around him and the people coming into his life, making sure that those were really specific and clear at any given point. Just kind of tracking that was could be challenging at times.
Yeah, I saw your interview where you actually go to the monkey school. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So what was the challenge in playing Raka and Proximus Caesar?
I think the challenge was to put everything together and make a believable, articulate, talking orangutan. That's a huge assignment. And so, the challenge was putting it all together, working on, the script work and cutting the text or editing the text so that it felt less human, really learning how to embody the physicality of an orangutan, learning about the differences between, orangutans, apes, orangutans, bonobos, gorillas, chimpanzees, and, making it believable. So that, like that I think it was a lot of things to fold in together. And once we were doing that, we were off to the races. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it required an immense amount of trust in our teammates, our colleagues, our cast members, our the incredible animators. Obviously, Wes. We took a leap with him and just jumped into his world and just tried to do everything that we could possible in order to service the story and the characters and help bring it to life. And then I think Peter will agree, like when we sat back in the theater and we saw it, it was absolute wonder and awe, almost felt like miraculous to see all of the elements, all the components come together, mesh together, and create this world the way that it presents itself on screen. So I'm so glad to hear that you loved it, because we really, really love it too.
Can't wait to see it again.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it tonight, actually, on the IMAX.
Screen,
it's gonna be.
Yay!
Yay!
Because orangutan is from Indonesia and I'm
Yes.
from Indonesia.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Wonderful.
very excited. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time. Thank you so much. Have a good day and please enjoy the show in
Thank
the
you.
IMAX.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alain. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Nice to see
Have
you
a good
again.
day. Yeah, nice to see you again.
Bye.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye-bye.